Do you ever wonder how you would respond if you were hit with a heavy health issue? Would you wallow in self-pity, which is understandable, or try to fight it? A once prominent sports figure in the area has chosen the latter. For almost a quarter of a century, Brian McKenna was a spicy sportscaster in St. Louis.
Swashbuckling.
And now McKenna has to bring that courage to fight for his life.
I decided early on, if cancer wants a fight, they've got to fight. You can be the bug or the windshield. And I decided I was going to be the windshield throughout this entire process.
McKenna was a portrait of health, but 3 years ago, he was diagnosed with malignant melanoma.
And there was a lump on the right side of my face, right here near my sideburns. And I went in to get it checked, and they said, we're going to have to cut it. And it turned out it was an infiltrating, aggressive basal cell cancer. It was rare, that was heading towards my brain.
6 surgeries later, McKenna was left partially paralyzed on the right side of his face and hasn't been able to blink with his right eye for 5 months. The radiation, where his head was bolted to the table and his arms strapped down, was brutal, but McKenna was prepared.
On the way to radiation every day, I was going to play as hard driving music as possible and have a party on the way to radiation instead of worrying about it. And once they locked me into position, I decided I was going to think about all the wonderful things going on in my life.
Friends and family and even strangers have been awesome with well wishes, cards, and fundraisers. The medical expenses are daunting. McKenna, thanks to his understanding employees, ServPro, has managed to continue to work. The recovery is happening. Perhaps cancer has never met a foe so tenacious.
Though it's been very trying, it also has been a blessing because I knew I was fortunate before because I had my faith, my family, and my friends. I just didn't know how blessed I was, and people may not believe it, but I wouldn't change this for anything. So many wonderful things have come out of this.
Terry Kruger, our editor on the story, Brian was recently honored as the Irish Person of the Year for his years of giving his time to charities. He believes the medical teams at Barnes and Siteman have been remarkable. A trivia night to help Brian with his expenses has been planned. Details on KSDK.com.
And we wish him the best.